The name of this uncle, who appears among the people of the world's most famous fast food chain KFC, is Colonel Harland Sanders. He spent his entire life working as a laborer, but after 65 years, something happened that changed his fate. What difficulties did he face in this journey of success, and why did his own company KFC Corporation file a court case against him? Welcome back to Global Facts Videos. Viewer Harland Sanders was born on September 9, 1989, on a small farm near Henryville, Indiana. He had to face the first difficulty of his life only at the age of 6 years. And that was difficult after the death of his father, because he was the eldest among his brothers and his mother had to stay out of the house all day to earn money. For this reason, Harland had the responsibility of raising his younger brothers at such a young age, and at the age of 7, he had become a master of cooking bread and vegetables. This was Harland's first job in his life, and because of such a young age, his heart did not seem to work. For this reason, he was fired from this job. When Harland was 12 years old, his mother remarried, and another difficult time began. Harland's stepfather did not like the children living with him at all, which led to daily quarrels in the house, until the day came when Harland was taken away from his mother. He started living with a relative with his younger brothers. Harland once again started working on the farm to support his brothers. At 6 in the morning, he used to feed the animals on the farm. After that he would get ready and go to school, and in the evening he would work as a sheller of corn. Harland was only 13 years old at that time, when he used to do so many tasks alone in a very tight schedule. But at the same time, another mountain broke on Harland. Yes, because he was not able to study properly. For this reason, he was expelled from school. In an interview, Colonel Harland said that actually he did not understand algebra. Harland continued to work on the farm for the next 2 years. But because now it was very difficult to meet the expenses. That's the reason Harland wanted to join the US Army. At that time he was only 16 years old, whereas it was necessary to be older to join the army. Harland falsified age papers and enlisted as a soldier in the army. Finally, after many years, he had just found peace when another problem arose. After only 1 year of being in the army, when they found out his real age, he was also expelled from the army. Harland 17 years after leaving the army, there were many ups and downs in Harland's life for the next 23 years. He also got married during the same period, and there was no job that Harland left in the same period. Sometimes as a streetcar conductor, sometimes he had to work as a railroad fireman, insurance sales lawyer, steamboat operator, and even sold tires. Finally, one day his wife Josephine also left him alone, because now she too was fed up with Harland's career. At the age of 34 years, i.e. 1924, Harland met the general manager of the Kentucky Oil Company. He offered Harland to run a gas station. Due to his circumstances, Harland immediately accepted this offer. In the early days, gas station sales used to be very low. But then Harland started welcoming the customers who came there. Due to this extra care of customers, the sale of the gas station increased 3 times, and once again Harland started to see happiness in his life. Fate left him. Yes, the entire world, including the United States, was surrounded by economic depression, due to which the sales of Harland's gas station decreased so much that it became difficult to survive. The Kentucky Oil Company took back the gas station from Harland, and once again, Harland lost his job. Harland was now in his 40s when he was once again made jobless. In 1930, the Shell Oil Company, after seeing his experience, he was offered to run a gas station once again. As soon as he got this offer, Harland got a chance to save his sinking hopes once again. That's why he immediately accepted this offer. As soon as he took charge of the gas station, Harland started customer gear again to increase sales. Because this station was on a highway. For this reason, Harland used to cook and feed different things to the travelers who came there privately. At that time he had only one in his room at first, Customers liked the hot beans made by him. But later fried chicken was also added to his menu. Soon his fried chicken became so famous that now he opened a whole restaurant next to the gas station in which there was a dining area for 142 people, and this restaurant was named Harland Cylinder's Coat and Cafe. Where earlier customers would only eat while passing by, now people from far and wide started visiting Center's Cafe. But at the same time, Holland had to face another challenge because previously fried chicken took 30 minutes to make, which led to customers have to wait a lot. Due to this problem, the image of the Dutch restaurant was getting damaged. But to get around this problem, Holland tried a new trick, and instead of deep frying the chicken, he fried it in a pressure cooker. Surprisingly, this trick worked, and the chicken, which was cooked in 30 minutes, was ready in only 8 minutes. Holland was very happy with his restaurant and kept improving his fried chicken recipe day by day. But suddenly another problem arose. 19I started. And once again, the United States was caught in an economic crisis. Due to this crisis, the rush of customers to restaurants in Holland was reduced, and soon people stopped coming out of their houses. The situation reached such a point that it became difficult for Holland to survive. For this reason, in 1942, when Holland was 52 years old, he locked Holland Sans Café. When World War II ended in 1945, Holland decided to open a restaurant once again. Because now he could not do so much work alone, nor did he have the money to open a restaurant. For this reason, Holland, along with his friend, moved to Georgetown, Kentucky. Holland once again opened a restaurant on the highway. Holland made so much progress with the restaurant that in 1949, the governor of Kentucky made him a colonel, and that was the day. After that, Holland started to be called Colonel Harland Saunders, the friend with whom he opened this restaurant. When the conversation did not go well with him, Colonel Harland gave him money and took over the entire restaurant. Days passed and Colonel Holland's fried chicken became famous. One day Colonel Holland received a call from a real estate agent, who gave them a very good offer to send him to the restaurant. The agent wanted to buy Colonel Holland's restaurant $1,64,000. The agent made the same offer several times, but Colonel Holland refused in any case, and this led to another trouble. After 6 months, the government launched a new highway project, due to which all the traffic bypassed here. Now 90% of the traffic in front of Colonel Holland's restaurant has ended, and similarly their sales have also dropped by 90%. Now Colonel Holland had no other option left. Joe agent $1,64,000 was giving. He was not willing to buy it now even for $80,000. Finally, Colonel Holland sold this restaurant for $75,000. Colonel Holland was 65 at the time and had $150 in addition to Social Security. After seeing the dollar failures, Colonel Holland came up with the idea of franchising his fried chicken recipe in the 1960s, for which registered his recipe under the name of Kentucky Fried Chicken. Together with his second wife, Claudia, he would visit different restaurants in the United States with a cooker and chicken in his car. If the owner liked their chicken, he would buy the rights from them hand in hand. Colonel Holland was paid 4 cents for each chicken. Colonel Holland drove around in his car and continued to expand his network of recipes. Colonel Holland said in his interview that many times he had to spend the night in his car. While his recipe was famous only in Kentucky, now the name of Colonel Harland Centers is being discussed all over America. After 8 years, when Colonel Holland turned 73 years old, he had given his chicken franchise to more than 600 restaurants. But now, as Colonel Holland's age was very high and he was not able to manage all this, for this reason, in 1964, Colonel Holland sold a businessman of KFC Corporation, Kentucky for $16.5 million, which is about 1,024 crore rupees. But in this deal it was stipulated that the people of KFC there will always be a picture of Colonel Harland Centers, and Colonel Harland will go to the TV interviews on behalf of KFC. That is, KFC will be run by someone else, but its face will remain Colonel Harland Cylinders, for which Colonel Holland was hired by KFC on a salary of $6,250. Let the audience also tell you that the company that bought KFC from Colonel Holland later tweaked the recipe, on which Colonel Holland had the company sleep in the court. Colonel Holland believed that the recipe was not made by me. Why is it being sold with my photo on it? Infuriated by this problem, Colonel Holland opened a restaurant in Shelbyville under the name of his wife, Claudia Centers, where the menu of original KFC chicken was kept. But this did not go well with his own company FC Corporation, and they put Colonel Harland Centers to sleep in the court. The court ruled that Colonel Holland cannot run the restaurant. That is why they had to sell Claudia Centers Cafe. But even today that restaurant exists under the name of Claudia Centers Dinner House. And this is the only non-KFC restaurant in the world where KFC's Othroyd Flight Chicken is sold at the age of 90 years. Colonel Holland Center's hard life came to a full stop. I hope you will like and share this video of Global Facts. We will meet you another amazing video. Thanks for watching.